The feds are launching a probe to potentially look into finding out whether this guy was involved in fraud or not. This guy, by the way, is a retard. A certified retard by the president.
Meanwhile, it is kind of related to the next story in Minnesota, where revolving around Governor Tim Walz.
Yes, in Minnesota, you have
basically they let a bunch of Somalians rip him off for billions of dollars because they didn't want to go after him because it would be racist. I'm not even kidding. That's what happened.
Somali population. And after some investigations, the Manhattan Institute, these two guys who were with that organization, last month they investigated Minnesota's Medicaid Housing Stabilization Services Program. It's called Feeding Our Futures. They also investigated
our futures are Somalians.
Organizations to find out where tax dollars are going. They found out that, is it $1 billion? It's $1 billion, I believe, going to Somalia. So, and that is
so we're paying for that shithole? Holy shit, wow.
To a terrorist organization, Al-Shabaab, which is a military group in Somalia. And
so, well, wait a minute. So if we have a terrorist military group in Somalia that people have allowed government funds to be diverted to, why can't we charge those people for treason? Because they're literally funding a foreign military. I mean, like, if that's not treason, what the fuck is treason? Why can't we charge? I think we charge them a treason, we capital punishment. I think that's what we do. Let them know. All the way. Old Testament. Absolutely. Or terrorism? No. Treason. Why not? Why not? See, this is where I say, like, drain the swamp.
An Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist organization. Why are tax dollars, if you live in Minnesota, you're going to work, you're working really hard, some of your paycheck is going to benefit, according to this investigation, a terrorist organization.
Including the pandemic aid.
That's exactly right.
So the pandemic aid, this governor not only allowed the riots to go crazy with George Floyd, when the money came flooding in, he had no idea where it was going. When
he did. He knew it. I bet he knew about it. He let it happen.
Stood up and said, this is fraudulent, these are fake, this money's going to the wrong people. He went after the whistleblowers. That's the investigation. Now, the Justice Department announced new charges last week against a 78th defendant in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme, which prosecutors say involved more than $250 million in stolen funds alone.
I bet nothing happens to Tim Walz. Yeah, because we live in a limp dick country that lets people run wild and commit crimes and betray and subvert their own nation because of our own destructive empathy towards bad actors and criminals. It's embarrassing.
On our federally funded child nutrition program has already resulted in over 50 convictions.
So the governor had an opportunity to address this, and you would think that he would take the criticism and say, you know, I made a mistake. You know, he was on the campaign trail talking about that's what leaders do when he was running for vice president. But when he was pressed on it, he had this to say.
Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota's a
We have tons of scams. We have a lot of fraud, guys. It's not just Somalians committing fraud. It's other people, too. Guys, I think he might be retarded.
Prosperous states, a well-run state, we're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can, but to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy. But that's Donald Trump. Deflect, demonize,
demonize an entire community on the actions of a few. Well, I mean, like, maybe it wouldn't have happened if you had held... See, what the people like Tim Walz don't understand, and it's easy to see why he doesn't understand it, it's because he's a bald retard. It's pretty simple. But what they don't understand is that whenever you allow these minority groups, like Somalians or any other minority group, to behave in a way that is very clearly problematic, very clearly illegal, nothing... I can guarantee you that Governor Tim Walz has done more to exacerbate and to increase racism against Somalians than Donald Trump has or ever will. Because he has created a system that even the most reasonable, understanding, empathetic, liberal person can look at and say that there is a systematic advantage giving to this foreign group of people so they could, by proxy, fund a terrorist group in their own country. And you didn't allow it to be prosecuted or investigated because you were worried about being accused of racism. I can guarantee you that is going to cause more racism than Donald Trump saying that Somalia is bad. That's what's so funny, is that they don't realize that they're actually accelerating racism, xenophobia, and remigration faster than anybody else has. This guy's doing it faster than Stephen Miller. They just don't understand it because they don't understand how people think. Because they're retarded.
No solutions. He's not going to help fix anything on
CK,
fraud.
I'll look at the case strength after this.
It's not anyone's trying to demonize that group, Somalis. We're just saying, how did you let it get this far?
Yeah.
$1 billion of taxpayer dollars? Who was in charge of that money? Why was it sent to another country? Why is it benefiting a terrorist organization? You have answers, and you have taxpayers.
No, you don't have answers. I am just so... Why can't we go after these people and charge them for treason and put them up on capital punishment? Why can't we do it? Why not? I don't understand. Why not? Why can't we do this? Why are we not able to do this? They don't? Yeah. Casey's trying to apology. I know, I saw that.
You have constituents who want to have some answers.
Well, it's also not generosity, it's stupidity when you're giving money to terrorists. Tom Emmer is also from that state.
I don't care if it's stupidity or not. It's not stupidity. I think he's wrong. I think he's trying to be reasonable. I understand that you're trying to be reasonable. You're trying to see their side of it. There is no side of it. They're doing it because they're doing it on purpose. They're voting in the Minnesota mayor election race is being decided by Somalian blood feuds. And you think that this isn't on purpose? What are we talking about? He recognizes having a good and healthy state attracts bad actors. However, he can't realize that the very same principle he's explaining applies to your whole country as well. It's a complete cognitive dissonance. Yeah, of course.
He had to say earlier on the show.
You've got housing fraud. You've got daycare fraud. You've got 80 autism centers under investigation. All of this under Tim Walz's watch. And his response...
Sounds like a retard.
God bless President Trump for actually saying something about this and calling it out. Al-Shabaab controls all the financial infrastructure in Somalia. This money has gone back to Somalia.
What is that, like a Game Boy?
Ergo, common sense would tell you that millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars from Minnesotans, has gone to terrorists known as Al-Shabaab in Somalia. This is an awful situation. Tim Walz should be held accountable, and somebody in his administration, I'm just going to leave you with this, over $1 billion, Lawrence, you can't tell me that that's just negligent oversight. Someone is complicit.
He's completely right.
I agree. There's something here. The investigation, I hope, is just beginning. I want those whistleblowers, the 100%. Ones who were prosecuted.
Yeah.
One even more.
No, it makes me so mad that nothing more extreme happens. It really does. It makes me so mad, bro. Like, this shit would radicalize me so much. Yeah, here we are again supporting terrorists. Yeah, the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. Yeah, I'll look at this in a minute. I hate these fucking people. Like, I hate the government. I hate everything. I hate everything. Oh my God. I hate the government. I hate the police. I hate the Congress. I hate everything, bro. I hate half of the people in the Supreme Court. I hate I hate the fact that Trump keeps talking about stuff, but he never does anything. Like the only good thing that happened recently is we've been blowing up those boats. That's the only good thing. That's it. I hate my life. Yeah, I hate everything about this. Makes me so mad. That's been the only good thing. To think he was almost vice president. Yeah, exactly. And we're finally cracked. I'm losing my mind whenever I see them just selling us out, bro. Like, they just selling us out. We're going to do fucking nothing. Yeah, exactly. It's so annoying, isn't it? And people are crying about the boats. Who cares? Really, like, who gives a shit? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, why would I give a fuck about that at all? And didn't Biden government accidentally send like $6 billion to Ukraine and say, whatever? Yeah, probably. Don't crash out like Hassan. You didn't shock a dog. Well, honestly, like, sometimes I read some of this stuff and I think about shocking myself, bro. Like, I think about just taking this and just get my tongue out and just fucking licking the fuck out of this shit, man. I can't believe this garbage. How the fuck does this happen? How we put up with this garbage? How we put up with this bullshit? Can you believe this?